Welcome to the WBC Arena. And here with me, my broadcast colleague, it's Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
It's time for our tale of the tape. This is Canelo Alvarez. He's 172 centimeters tall with a reach of 179. And standing across the ring from him in the flesh, Terence Bud Crawford, 173 centimeters tall, weight 63.5 kilos with a reach of Saul Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican legend, the middleweight, the super middleweight, the light heavyweight who fights out of Guadalajara, Mexico.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, here is Mexico's first ever undisputed world champion and renowned star of boxing. Here is a 4-division world champion and an undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Fighting out of the blue corner from Omaha, Nebraska, here is an acclaimed 3-division champion of the world, Terence Bud Crawford.
A lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now it's time to put up or shut up.
You couldn't even squeeze through to your seat. This is that pack. The atmosphere is ridiculous.
So they stare into each other's eyes one final time, touch gloves, and get prepared for battle. And there's the bell to start the round. Unlucky to miss with that jab. He's going to go with more footwork now. What do you think of that strategy? And this one has all of those big fight feels you want from a prize fight. Here we go.
You have some fighters that are big show, big arena fighters, and they bask in this. They love this. They are born for this. You have other fighters where this would be like the rabbit in the headlights.
Looks like a little change of strategy here, trying to loosen up the flow a little bit. Looks like they're going to mix up their strategy a little bit here. Pretty close fight here in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. It's like a match made in heaven.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Counterpunch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
He threw a punch and just got countered. So he's going to shake off the cobwebs and bounce around the ring a little. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. For an all-action slugfest. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Looks like a little bit of a strategy change here, loosening up the technique. This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
If you're fighting a counter-puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter-punchers, they're watching you every move, that every twitch.
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought. Quick punch scores.
A very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Looks like they're going to try and be a little more elusive now. Missing with the hook. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Looks like he's going to move around the ring a little bit more. Try some stick and move. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. They ring the bell, and here we go. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Perfect punch. Not so tense anymore. Trying to loosen things up. I like it. That punch lands. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. Well, Johnny, it's still early on, but what do you think about what we're seeing so far?
Because they're so big, because they can punch, because they've got the weight behind them, they may not be connecting, but trust me, when they connect, that's when this fight sets on fire, because someone's going to get hurt and someone's got to react.
That punch won't score. Swing and a miss with that jab. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. He misses with that jab. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
You know, with lightweights, these guys are going to be lightning quick.
Remember, with the lighter weights, you're expecting at least 300 shots around. They can let these shots go. They can move. They're fast. They're sharp. It's a hard night's work for the referee.
Caught him. You can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. Both of these fighters have had their moments. It's always fascinating to watch two good welterweights because they've got blurry hand speed and good power.
This is why I love the little guys. This is exactly why I love them. Look at them, toe to toe, heart for heart. You know, mano a mano, they're letting the shots go.
Catch and shoot. Are we about to see a first-round knockout?
He's dazed. Where shall he look? Where?
Crawford got hit hard, and down he goes.
Oh, what? What a shot. What? Oh, my goodness. 3, 4.
Final 10 seconds here, and I think he knows who's won this round. And there's the bell. Start the round. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff it.
What skill being displayed here between these two middleweights? Just missed with that jab. Well done with that counter shot. The perfect counter lands. Gonna try and relax a little bit now. Fight a little differently. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
Oh my goodness, so that little Yorkshire Terriers, they're never going to give up.
That punch scores. He's dropped the guard now. What do you think of that decision? Trying to fight like Roy Jones Jr. now, bouncing on the toes. Nice counter shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Well done with that counter shot. They ring the bell, and here we go. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Punch, counter punch. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Not so rigid anymore with the stance. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
So he's going to drop his arms down here. Not sure that's the wisest decision. Now I'm going to get a little more loosey-goosey. Let's see how this one feels. Can't find a home with that jab. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Caught him clean. We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
Guys that carry so much power, of course they're going to look for that knockout because it makes a night a little bit shorter. You don't get paid any extra for overtime.
Going to shake out the arms and legs and move around a little bit. been a very competitive round between these two. That hook won't score.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Hey, it's the featherweight division. You're going to see a lot of speed in this fight.
Oh my goodness, what pace, what pace. They're like, do you know what a Yorkshire Terrier is, Todd? They're like little Yorkshire Terriers.
You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Nice counter. They ring the bell, and here we go. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won it hands down.
Stumbling around in potholes, in serious trouble.
Oh, I heard that, never by saw it.
Well, this is what he does, going right after the challenger.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Nice counter shot. Got him there. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
A very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Jab does not score. Good counter punch. There's nothing quite like a big heavyweight fight. Everything can change with one punch.
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought, this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. The bell to start the round. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That counter shot lands. He's going to loosen things up here. Let's see how he does with this fancy footwork. Punch, counter punch. You'd like to see more jabs. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Good back and forth between these two. Big swing and a miss with the hook.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap.
The building is going bananas. Will they see a huge upset here? And they're down. It looks like this one's going to be over.
Oh, no. Come on. Get up. Get up. It can't be over.
So they're back on their feet, but let's see how much they have left in the tank.
Well, now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up. They've got to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right.
Final 10 seconds here, unless something major happens. I think we all know who won that one. catch and shoot. We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Here he is bouncing on his toes, trying to get some energy. The old adage is, no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
That punch is beginning to take its toll. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two. Can't find a home with that jab.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Here he is bouncing on his toes, trying to get some energy. The corner's got to take a good look at their fighter.
Bambi legs are kicking in. Let's look at those legs. The legs have gone.
Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. And there's the bell to start the round. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Can't find a home with that jab. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments. Looks like a little bit of a strategy change here, loosening up the technique.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
One punch changes everything in this division. It's the heavyweights.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history book.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Ring the bell, and here we go. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Can't score with that jab. Looks like they're going to mix up their strategy a little bit here. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. Here we go with the lightweights. Get ready to see some blazing hand speed and fancy footwork.
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. It hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Looks like they're going to try and be a little more elusive now. He threw a punch and just got countered. Can they... Oh, that changes everything! And down they go!
We've seen many shots like that. A simple, short shot. Put the fighter down.
What a tough way to lose it by split decision.
A split decision? How one-sided does it have to be? A split decision? Who's doing this job? Come on, tell me. Come on, talk to me. That is not a split decision. Ridiculous.